Hello everyone! Today we have a 20-minute full body power Pilates routine. All you need is a mat, and if you have a set of light weights, you can grab those as well. Let's get started. Come to a seated position on your mat. Reach the weights in front of you. Exhale as you roll into half roll back, drawing your abdominals in and sending your tailbone forward. Inhale as you roll up to your starting position. Again, exhale as you scoop your belly button towards your spine, tailbone curling under, and roll up sitting tall. Let's do 2 more. Exhale as you round back, reaching the arms forward. Keep the shoulder blades gliding down your back, and lift sitting tall. Last one. And we'll pause in our half roll back. Exhale as you lift one arm up on the diagonal and bring it down. Other arm lifts and continue alternating. Good. Keep the rib cage closed the whole time. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Last set here, and roll all the way up. Beautiful. This time, let's roll all the way down to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. Let's continue warming up the core. Place your arms long beside you with the top of the weights to the mat. Take one leg at a time to tabletop. Exhale as you draw your abdominals in and down towards the mat. Send your right thigh away from you. And return it to tabletop. Keep the position of your abdominals stable as you move the legs. Left leg lowers and lifts. And again, right leg lowers, maintaining the angle of the knee. And left leg. Exhaling and inhaling to lift. Let's do one more set here, really pressing your belly button down towards your spine. Tailbone is heavy and rib cage is closed. Wonderful. Let's continue to work those deep abdominal muscles. Keep the weight in your left hand only. Glide the weight above your chest. Place your right hand on your belly and exhale as you send your left arm and right leg away from the center of your body. Inhale and return to your starting position. Again, exhale as you move the arm and leg away from one another, sending your right leg straight at its lowest point, and return. Continue pressing your belly button into your spine, keeping the rib cage closed and glued to the mat. Let's do one more here. And finish. Take your right hand behind your head and lift your chest. Send your right toes to the sky with your knee softly bent, and then lift and rotate towards the right thigh, and then lower your upper body and leg towards the mat. Again, lift and twist through the waistline, and then lower without letting that back arch, and lifting and reaching, and lowering down. Good. Continue to rotate through the waistline. Continue to keep that left leg still. And from here, option to extend both legs into a scissor. From here, pulse up on that right diagonal for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep reaching towards the ankle. 2 more here and relax. Good work, everyone. And now let's repeat that little series on the other side. With the weight in your right hand, send your right arm back with your left leg forward and pull everything up and back to center. Exhale, drawing your belly button down towards your spine as you lengthen the arm and leg away from center and draw it all back in. And again, exhale, keeping the back of the ribs on the mat, the tailbone heavy. Good. Just a few more here. We'll hold it back in and place the left hand behind the head, curl your chest up and send your left toes to the sky with your knee softly bent. Now twist up and towards that left leg, and then lower your upper body and leg towards the mat. And again, lift and twist through the waistline and lower down without letting the rib cage pop open. As you lower, keep your abdominals engaged. Good. Exhale, twist. Right leg is stable. And we'll hold this one up, extending both legs to the scissor position if that feels good for you. And we'll pulse up for 8. Exhaling with every pulse. 7, 6. Good. Keep drawing your abs in, initiating the movement from your core. Good. You have 2 more. And lower down. Great work, everyone. Moving into glute work. Take your weights to the front pockets of your hips, press down through the heels, and slowly peel your spine off the mat like a piece of tape. Pause at the top and slowly roll your spine down, letting your tailbone hit the mat last. Again, exhale as you lift your hips, articulating through your spine. And inhale as you lower your chest, the back of your belly button, and finally your tail. Keep your core nice and tight and glute bridge up. Hold your glute bridge high this time. And bring your arms above your chest, palms facing forward. Lower your hips to hover above the mat. Send your arms back by the ears. And then press your arms forward and lift your hips high. Continue. Good. Send your biceps only a few inches towards the ears. Keep the ribs closed and lift and open the front pockets of the hips. Good. Keep driving the heels down into the mat. Good. And this time we'll pause here with our hips lifted high. Bend your elbows for chest press. Bend your elbows wide and press them up. Good. Keep those hips nice and high. And let's do a few more here. Finding even more resistance as you press your arms up towards the ceiling. And again, as you pull those arms down and apart. One more. And take your arms into a circle. Lower the hips and turn out your thighs. Let's press those hips up into that bridge again and move into hug a tree. So this time, as we lower our hips, we'll open the arms. And as we lift our hips, we'll close the arms back into that circle. Good. Opening, finding the corners of the chest. Exhaling on the way up. And inhaling on the way down. Let's pause this time with our hips high and our arms in a circle. And we'll pulse for 8, 7, 6. Continuing to keep your abs engaged. Good. And even think about those inner thighs, imagining that you have a cushion between them and you're gently squeezing in towards the midline every time you pulse up. Good, let's do one more here. And then reach your knuckles to the sky, lower the hips and lower the arms. Good job, everyone. All right, let's make our way up to all fours position. We'll take the weight in our left hand and we'll set ourselves up for bird dog. Left arm will reach forward in line with the ear and squaring your hips down towards the mat, lift your right leg behind you. From here, hollow your abdominals and bring your knee to your elbow and then extend your arm and leg long. Continue exhaling to round and inhaling to lengthen. Good. Really initiate this exercise from the core. Last one, and hold your arm and leg extended. Now move your arm and leg away from the center of the body and then return to the starting position. Exhale as you open up your arm and leg. Inhale to close. Let's do a couple more, keeping the front and back side of your body very long. Last one. And now bend your elbow into your rib cage and bend your right leg as well. From here, kick your arm and leg back and then pull everything back in. Good. Working that tricep as well as your glute and hamstring. Continue to keep your core engaged and try to maintain the height of your elbow and knee. Hold your arm and leg extended and finish with tiny pulses up and up. Exhale with every lift, lifting with the tricep as well as your glute and hamstring, and relax. Okay, keep the weight in your left hand and lay all the way out onto your right side. Take your left elbow into the side of your rib cage and bend your knees, lifting your toes off the mat. Now externally rotate your shoulder and hip and then lower with control. Good, and continue. Exhale to rotate and inhale to close. If the weights ever feel like they're too much, you always have the option to work without them. Good, continuing here. This is a great way to strengthen your shoulder as well as your hip. And this time we'll hold it up, we'll extend the arm and leg, and then we'll bend it in and lower. And again, rotate, extend, bend, and lower. Good. Continue to keep your belly button in, drawing towards your spine. And think about the lower side body lifting up off of the mat throughout all of this work. Good. This time, keep your arm lifted and pulse your left leg open 8 times. 8, 7, 6, 5. Good. Keep drawing your shoulders away from your ears and finish lowering down. Okay, time to repeat that series on the other side. Weight is in the right hand this time, and we'll begin in bird dog. Bringing the knee to the elbow and returning to a neutral spine. Draw your abdominals in and press everything out long. Good. Keep hollowing the abs. Exhale and inhale to reach. Good. Try to even let that pinky toe on the left side face down towards the mat. Good. Let's do one more like this. Reach out. And now we'll turn our right palm to face the floor and we'll glide our arm and leg open and back to where we started. Again, away from the center of the body. And then in. Last one here. And then bend your right elbow into your rib cage, bend your left knee, and extend that arm and leg long behind you and bend in with control. Good. Continue just like this, trying to keep that arm and leg high, just hinging from the elbow and knee as you bend. Let's do one more here. We'll hold the arm and leg extended behind us and pulse for 8, 7. Exhale with each lift. Good. Try to avoid sinking into that supporting arm and leg. Almost there. And you made it. Great job. This time we'll keep the weight in our right hand and we'll lay on our left side. Bend your knees, take your toes off the mat, and then take your right elbow into your rib cage. We'll externally rotate that arm and leg and lower with control. And try to keep that right elbow attached to the rib cage. Good. Continue to lift the lower side of your body away from the mat. And we'll extend the arm and leg this time. Down, up, extend long, and pull in. Good. Really feel your shoulder blades gliding down into your back. And we'll hold our arm this time and pulse that right leg for 8, 7, 6. Good. Abs in. 4 more. You got it. And relax. We made it. Great job. Let's take a quick stretch here without our weights and press into a downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here, reaching your heart towards your thighs. Feel your spine lengthen. Drive your heels down into the mat to create space in the back of the legs. And walk your feet to your hands. Bend your knees, grab your weights, and then slowly roll all the way up to standing. Now we'll take our legs into a turned out second position and our arms in a circle in front of our chest. Bend your knees open to the sides and stretch the legs long. Good. Keeping your spine tall as you bend. And lifting and lengthening through those inner thighs as you stretch. Now let's add a bicep curl. Bending the elbows as you lift, and then reaching the arms long as you lower. Keeping a soft bend in your elbows throughout the entire exercise. And we'll hold this last one down with a tall spine and lift your right heel and bicep curl only on the right. Add a pulse and heel lowers and pulse. Good. Keeping your left arm right where it is. And now let's take it to the left side. Left heel lifts and bicep curl, pulse down. Good. Exhale and exhale. Good. Now both heels, both arms up. Good. And curl. Keep going. Get a little bit lower. You can do it. And just finish with tiny pulses down and bicep curl up and up. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. You made it through. Great work. Drop those weights to the floor. Take your legs to parallel, toes pointed forward, and just bend and stretch a few times, feeling a nice release through your whole body. And bend your knees and roll all the way up to standing. And we'll make our way back to the mat. We only have a few exercises left. You're all doing so amazing. Let's finish the way we started in half roll back. Send your arms forward, scoop your belly in, and roll halfway back. Now rotate to the right, opening your right arm, twisting through the waist. Return to center, and then stack your spine tall. Inhale and roll back. Exhale to twist. Inhale to come center, and then exhale to lift. Good. Again, rolling back, really pushing out all of that breath, wringing out your lungs on the twist, and stack up tall. You have 1 more. Rotating through the waistline, sending both arms long. Good. And roll all the way up. Last time, we're gonna roll back. Bend those elbows to 90 degrees, palms facing in, and press those weights up as you scoop your abs down. And you have 4 more. Breathe out with every pulse and with every press. Good. Finish strong for 2. And roll all the way up. Fantastic. Let's cross our ankles and come to our tummies. We're going to bring our arms with our weights in our hands to cactus position. Press your hips into the mat and lift your belly button away from the mat. Good. Now from here, you're going to lift your chest, lift your arms, elbows are wide, and lengthen to lower. Good. And we'll do that again. Really think length over height here as you lift and lower with control. A few more here. Keep those elbows in line with your shoulders. Good. Imagine that someone's just pulling those elbows apart. Good. Keep a nice width across the top of your back. Stay lifted this time and draw your elbows in towards your ribs and return to cactus. Good. Gliding the shoulder blades down and in with every pull. Good. Last one. Stay lifted and lower down. You are done. Beautiful job. Let's take a quick stretch in child's pose. Just really breathe into your back. And then walk your hands to the right corner of your mat, sending your hips to the left. And reverse that. Come back to the center, turn your palms to face up. And just breathe into your shoulders. Roll yourself up, come into a kneeling position or seated, whichever you choose, and take your right arm behind you for a tricep stretch. Left hand is on top. And then bring that right arm across the chest, left arm sweeps under, shoulders pressing down. And reverse, taking your left arm up and down your back. Right hand comes to the left elbow, feeling that nice tricep stretch. And then bring the left arm across your body, right arm sweeps under. Good. Pressing the shoulder blades down. Take a nice breath. And now clasp the hands behind the back and open the chest as you roll your shoulder blades together. And let's make our way down to our back for figure 4. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Flex your feet to protect your ankles. Wrap your hands around that left thigh. And then gently pull that left leg towards your chest as you press your tailbone down in opposition. And switch, taking your left ankle across your right thigh. Gently guide that right leg towards your chest as you press your tailbone down to the mat. Take one more breath here, feeling that nice hip stretch. And drop your knees to the right. Open your arms into cactus pose and turn your gaze to the left. Press your shoulder blades down into the mat. And then use your abdominals to lift your knees up and drop them to the left. Good. Gaze looking away from the thighs. Really soften through your chest. And let's bring our legs long on the mat. We'll place one hand to heart center and the other to your belly. And let's just take a few deep breaths here, really thanking our body for all it does for us and all of the work that it did today during this practice. Breathe in through the nose and really fill your belly with lots of air. And then exhale through your nose, feeling your belly deflate. And we'll do that again, breathing in, nice soft, easy breath. And slowly let out all of that air. We'll do that one more time. Try to breathe really deeply this time, filling your belly, and exhale. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.